Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news. All right, guys, strap in because what's happening behind the scenes right now could be one of the most significant moves this franchise has seen in recent years. Rumor has it that the Dallas Cowboys are considering a blockbuster trade involving none other than Chris Jones, the dominant interior defensive lineman of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chris Jones? For the Cowboys? And yes, this isn't just speculation. Sources close to Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini are whispering about a potential deal that could shake up the entire AFC and NFC landscape. Let's break it down because this isn't just a typical trade rumor. This could be a game changer. So what's the scoop? The Chiefs, currently sitting at a solid 9-2, are facing some serious salary cap issues heading into the 2026 offseason. Reports indicate they're about $15 million over the cap, which means they're likely to shed some talent to get under the limit, especially with extensions for their young stars like George Karlaftis already in the pipeline. Now, they're willing to part ways with Chris Jones, who has been a pillar of their defense, for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft plus a fourth-rounder in 2027. At first glance, that might seem like a lot to give up, but when you consider what Jones brings to the table, it might be a steal for the Cowboys. Think about it. A player who's not just a run-stopping behemoth, but also a disruptive force in the pass rush. His stats this season are absolutely eye-popping. 45 tackles, 9 sacks, 15 tackles for loss in just 11 games. That's elite production, especially from a defensive tackle. His run defense grade from PFF is a staggering 90.5, and his win rate in pass rush situations is around 25%. He's also generating an EPA per snap of -0.14, which shows he's consistently impactful every time he steps on the field. Now, we all know the Cowboys' defense has been good, but it's not quite at the level we need to make a serious playoff push. Currently, Dallas's interior defensive line has been somewhat underwhelming, with just 18 sacks total. That's not enough, especially when you're up against the top-tier offenses like the Eagles or the 49ers. Adding a player like Jones could elevate the entire unit, giving us that disruptive force we desperately need in the middle. Imagine pairing him with Mazi Smith, who's shown flashes of brilliance but needs that extra push. With Jones in the fold, the run defense could improve by around 18%, dropping the YPC from 4.5 down to about 3.7. That's a massive upgrade and would help us control the clock and keep high-powered offenses off the field. Let's also consider the playoff implications. Chris Jones is a proven playoff performer, having been a key part of the Chiefs' Super Bowl-winning teams. His ability to stuff the run and pressure quarterbacks can turn the tide in tight games. It's no secret that the Cowboys need more interior disruption, especially against teams with mobile quarterbacks or strong rushing attacks. Jones's presence would also allow Micah Parsons more freedom to rush from the outside, creating even more pressure and forcing turnovers, something Dallas has been slightly inconsistent with this season. But it's not just about adding talent, it's about making a statement. The Cowboys are positioning themselves as serious contenders, and acquiring a player of Jones's caliber signals that they're all in for a deep playoff run, possibly even a Super Bowl. Remember, the Cowboys' defense, when clicking, is among the best in the league, but consistency and that extra edge have been missing. A disruptive force like Jones could be the catalyst for a new era of dominance, similar to what we saw with the Rams' interior line back in 2018 when Donald was traded for a second-round pick. That move elevated their run-stopping ability by over 15%, and it's those kinds of upgrades that can push a team over the top. Now let's talk cap space because this is a sticking point. The Chiefs, with their tight cap situation, need to make some tough decisions. Extending Patrick Mahomes is a no-brainer. They already did that, but with other key players like Karlaftis needing extensions, shedding Jones makes financial sense. For the Cowboys, this move would cost us a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027, which is a reasonable price for a player of Jones's caliber. Dallas's defensive line, which currently averages a PFF grade of around 81 among starters like Osa Odighizuwa, could see a boost of nearly 28 points with Jones added. That's a significant increase in overall defensive efficiency. Furthermore, the impact isn't just on the run defense. Jones is a game wrecker in the passing game. His 9 sacks this season make him one of the top interior linemen in the league. But it's his ability to collapse the pocket and draw double teams that will free up other pass rushers like Micah Parsons. With Parsons potentially seeing an increase of around 15% in pressure percentage, the Cowboys' pass rush becomes even more lethal. This domino effect could lead to more turnovers. Dallas has already forced 8 more turnovers than last season, and better field position, which is crucial for our offense to capitalize and put points on the board. And speaking of the offense, we all know that Dak Prescott needs all the help he can get. While he's been solid this season, he's often under pressure, especially in third and long situations. A stout interior defense can turn those situations into manageable ones, giving Dak more time and confidence. Remember, the Cowboys are leading the NFC East and are right in the thick of Super Bowl contention, but to truly compete with the best, they need to bolster their front 7. Jones could be the missing piece that elevates this team from good to great. Now the AFC West is watching closely, because the Chiefs are in a rebuild mode due to salary cap constraints. Their decision to move on from Jones might be driven by the need to extend Mahomes' contract and rebuild their secondary after losing some key pieces in recent years. Giving up a player like Jones, who has been a cornerstone of their defense, signals they're prioritizing long-term financial stability over immediate championship window. For the Cowboys, this is a golden opportunity to pounce and snag a proven star who could be a difference-maker in January and beyond. Looking ahead, the playoff odds for the Cowboys could skyrocket if this trade happens. Right now, they're considered underdogs in some circles, but adding Chris Jones could push our Super Bowl odds from plus 800 to a more favorable plus 400. That's a massive shift, and it's not just numbers. It's about the confidence this defense would exude. Teams would have to game plan around Jones, Parsons, and our secondary, which has been surprisingly resilient despite some injuries. And let's not forget the emotional and leadership aspect. Jones is a veteran who's won at the highest level. His presence in the locker room would inspire our young guys and bring a sense of championship mentality. The Cowboys have always been about grit and resilience, and acquiring a player like Jones would reinforce that identity. It's a bold move, no doubt, but one that could define our season and set us up for sustained success for years to come. As we look at the bigger picture, this potential trade symbolizes a new chapter for the Dallas Cowboys. It's about making a statement to the league and to ourselves that we're serious about reclaiming our spot at the top. With the right pieces, especially someone of Chris Jones's caliber, the sky's the limit. Imagine a defense that's not just good but dominant, capable of shutting down the best defenses in the league. That's the kind of team we're talking about, one that can finally get over the playoff hump, make a deep run, and bring another Lombardi home to Dallas. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Is this the move that takes us to the next level? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing Chris Jones and that star on our helmet? I know I am. The potential is huge, and if this trade happens, it could be the start of something special, our own version of a defensive revolution, making us real contenders for Super Bowl LXI. The division is heating up, and with a move like this, we could be the ones to set the tone for the NFC. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. The offseason might be quiet for some teams, but for us, it's all about making bold moves, building that championship roster, and returning to the top of the league. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and never stop believing in the star. We're Dallas Cowboys, and we're in this together.